After spending quite a lot of time on our own maps recently, between starting up a Layton Moose grind and all the time in early access for the Hunter Power Pack, I thought it was about time to jump into multiplayer and continue our quest of trying to get at least one diamond with every weapon in the game. At the same time, I've really been wanting to start hunting for trophies for the Layton Trophy Cabin, so I thought why not kill two birds with one stone? We'll come out here to Layton Lakes multiplayer and see if we can do both. You are actually kidding me. And that might be a gold. The first encounter of the hunt is an albino whitetail buck. I mean, a perfect option for either the 308 or the 7mm. We'll probably go 7mm just for the sake of it. I mean, if he's gonna stand there, we could try to take him at 300. Starting to walk now, so maybe we'll let them scoot in. It's just becoming whitetail drink time in this server, so no reason to rush this. Right in there is where they're going to go to, so we'll just scoot a little bit closer as they move into the drink zone. And I don't want to get too close. They're going to get to where the reeds are blocking them, but I'd say 250 meters, that should be more than doable. So this is the 308. Whenever he kind of stops, right in there, we'll go for it. That'll do the job, and I think we have a kill for the Layton Trophy Cabin. Might not be a diamond with the 308, but definitely something that we're going to be able to put on the wall at least temporarily, and if he makes gold, that could be at least semi-permanent. I believe his estimate was like 181 to 222 or something like that, and I wouldn't be shocked if he's right at the bottom of it, but this rack can make it, and it kind of looks like it may be wide enough set to have a chance, so let's see. He is a gold 194.79, double lunged him at 240 meters with the 308. What are the odds of that? That is pretty cool. So definitely, that guy will go on the wall in the lodge, and I don't know which I'd prefer, like diamond whitetail or rare gold. But I think honestly it might be this, especially with the lighting in that lodge. I just think, especially an albino of all rares, is going to show up the best in there. That is pretty cool. I think we might have found the rest of the whitetail on the entire map. There's so many down here. This is that same spot that I was just talking about being a good lake for moose in our moose grinding video. Down here at the Renaki Western Outpost right on the lake, there are just a ton of them, and I don't think any are huge or anything, so probably we'll just take one of the 85 to 100 kilo estimate bucks. But literally all around us, there's a bunch of solid ones. I think one of these ones over here went to 260, that guy there. So let's go for that, and we'll use the 7mm this time. Right about 200 meters it looks like based on the estimate on the spotting info. So when he lifts his head, we will try to drop that in. Looks like probably single lung, and that'll do just fine. And while we could shoot, honestly, as many whitetail as we want here, with the spook radius and everything going back to 200 meters, we can really work with this, but because we're a multiplayer, we won't overdo hunting pressure, and we'll just take our fair share of one. But definitely so far, making the most of whitetail drink time. Got our gold albino and now a 223 scoring gold. Not too bad. That was 200 meters. We were just high and maybe a touch right of the heart, which honestly is kind of a testament to the flat shooting of the 7mm, because we aimed high because it was a bit beyond the 150 meter zero and still hit high. But now moving to a little bit of moose hunting, largely because we could not stay connected to that last server, but it kind of works out. This will be 3 different shots, 3 different weapons, and 3 kills now. I think 2 drop shots, the 338 there getting the heart shot on the moose, which at that broadside angle, I found seems maybe a little less than consistent, but that time it worked fine. But at least possibly, as that is, I think, the smallest level 4 rack you can get. Potentially 3 golds now as well, and again, just barely. We got a gold there out of that guy, I think. Maybe even a little bit closer than the albino whitetail was to not making it, and he was uneven as well, which may have contributed to that, but not too bad. And I guess now we're kind of after moose, which at least all 3 of the rifles can take those. This is actually insane. We've got a level 5 elk down here, and he's just resting about 100 meters out. Now, if we had the collar, this would be the perfect chance to maybe bring one in really close. He actually knows we're here because of the wind. So maybe, if he'll either stand broadside or face us again standing still, we can try to go for that shot. I'd like him to maybe be broadside, just because a frontal hard shot on elk is not the easiest thing to do. That may be our chance. And I think that's going to be a decent lung hit. It's going to bring him down for sure. He's only up to 387. That's the smaller rack for elk. But quite possibly, our first diamond with the 338. We'll see if he makes it. But this loadout, because this isn't my normal Layton loadout, we don't have the collars. I would have loved to have brought him in closer. But we've got the 3 new weapons, 338, 7mm, and 308. And then we still have the 243 handgun and 22. So didn't have the space for the collars, and kind of paying for that, because that could have been neat to call him in. It's so rare we don't spook max level animals, but we had the track and just happened to spot him in the sun there. I don't know. A little bit narrow, but man, would it be cool to get a diamond elk on the wall. I really hope he makes it. Ah, he's a 368. I had a feeling that wasn't, and he's pretty low weight at 476. He's 12 below diamond? I don't know, I mean, placeholder? What the heck, can't hurt anything. At least, you know, put him on the wall next to the albino whitetail. That's a bit of a bummer. That would have been a really cool first. Like, there's things that you find diamonds of a lot, maybe Cape Buffalo, moose obviously, and the moose grind could be something we'd be likely to run into, but a Roosevelt elk? That would have been a neat first, but would have needed to be a good bit bigger than that. But despite the unfortunate events there, we're actually moving into blacktail drink time now, and as we're on our way, I'm guessing this moose is maybe leaving a drink zone. So we'll just hit him as we head down to the high lake area. I want to go up through to Caliburn. There seems to be a lot of blacktail up there, and that's actually a species that we really don't hunt almost ever, so I think it would be good to spend some time while we're actually in their drink zone, and maybe see if we can get a trophy of one of those for the wall, because definitely they are going to be one that we maybe won't target as much. But as for our bonus moose, just got a right lung shot at 112 meters, and we can head on down there. It is currently 1640, so most, if not all, the deer should be into their zones by now. And pretty much as expected, we've got quite a number of blacktail already out here. I think that one's going to be our best option from here, and maybe we'll go back to the 308 for that one. So looking at 250-ish meters. If we just do the same thing we did for the whitetail, that'll work just fine. Considered maybe taking a second shot there, but we'll still try to be courteous considering the multiplayer and hunting pressure situation. Plus, I imagine as we go north we should see some more, so probably best to not overdo it. But not a bad start to the blacktail side of things here. A gold for that guy as well. Kind of an interesting frame. I know that's not an uncommon frame, but I guess I've just never noticed. At that angle, it sort of makes that C shape. That's kind of cool, but double lunged him at 260, and we'll just keep on making our way north of here. You know, it may be worthwhile trying to go ahead and get that mallard. There's a lot for those in the lodge as well, and also I kind of prefer to hunt from that side. So the one thing is, we have the Hyperion scope today, and I don't think the mil dots work the same. So let's kind of see what happens here. I'm going to guess it's actually for 200 meters, kind of between the crosshair and the first, so let's try that. It's going to be that way, but maybe even a little bit less. That got him. That is going to be something to consider. Again, because of the loadout that we're carrying with, I think, 5 different weapons, I only could fit one scope, and I figured we'd go Hyperion just to be able to have some follow-up shot potential. And, I'm going to have to think about that, because the Argus scope definitely is a little nicer for those 22 shots beyond 150. With a little bit of experimentation for potential future shots with the Hyperion scope, and an 18.9 scoring duck. Not bad, I mean over 1.9 kilo, but still well shy of the diamond requirement of 19.61. Actually lung shot him on that follow-up as well. Not too bad. We'll still have to consider maybe just, when running one scope, going with the Argus, just for the 22 and the potential for long shots on ducks or rabbits or what have you, but I feel like we can do it with the Hyperion if needed. So we've had to adjust our plans just slightly. Unfortunately, one of the many joys of multiplayer is ATVs being ridden around where you're headed, but we actually found the best blacktail we've seen so far, and it's almost dark out, so let's go 7 mil. We're looking 330-ish meters, I think. That has been a problem I've noticed, and the range estimate, while it helps a lot, I do find that really consistently, I kind of just like ignore the range-finding binoculars. I've got to maybe find some kind of balance there, but at least with the estimate, we're able to get it figured out and make a drop shot. And at least in this case, it was 343 meters that worked just fine from the 7 mil. 149 score for him. Not too bad, but we're pretty well to dark. So maybe we'll join one last server, run around for a little bit. I'd love to get one in elk drink time. Maybe a chance at redemption on the troll there, but we'll just see what we can find. Well, no such luck in finding a server that's elk drink time, but I guess if we can just stumble into an elk out here in a feed zone, we'll go with that. I think he's by himself, so we'll just take him with the 338. And I actually think that's going to be our last kill, unless another level 5 shows up, maybe fleeing from that shot. That should be our last one, so we'll then head back to the lodge. We have the albino whitetail and the unfortunately not diamond Roosevelt elk that we shot, so still 3 new weapons to try to get a diamond with to complete that quest, but I guess good we found a level 5, and it's gonna be good too. Every hour, every couple hours we spend re-familiarizing ourselves with Layton are gonna be important, because even still, like, it was with Reventuli almost a year ago that the population resets and redistributions occurred. We still don't have more than maybe 10 or 20 hours on Layton, and it's just gonna take time to find some of the better spots again. As for this guy though, another gold at 275, not a bad sized elk actually, double lunged him, almost got the heart, just millimeters away from getting that. But let's jump back to the Layton Trophy Cabin and place our first male trophy in there, actually second albino oddly enough, as we got the albino cow moose the other day. And so now we have the albino cow moose from the stream, the albino gold whitetail buck from today, and even though it's not a diamond elk, just good to have something on that plaque as well. Kind of starts to fill out that side of the lodge, and we'll see with that albino. Like I said, the lighting in this lodge is far from perfect. It's a little bit kind of dimly lit, but at any angle, you see that down there and you immediately know it's some type of significant trophy, whereas even a diamond, you'd probably have to get a little bit closer to see what it is, but we'll see where we go from here. Good start, I would definitely say, getting one semi-permanent trophy on the wall with the albino buck, and it was good to see a level 5 elk, even though he did troll us by quite some margin. But anyway, I think that is officially going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.